All right, there's a lot to catch up on. This was a busy month. I think I want to start doing weekly portfolio updates. So at the end of the week, I can compare how I did against the S&P 500. I made some changes, big changes. All right, let's talk about the changes first. One, sold all my VOO. That was my biggest position, over 100 shares. So I sold that and I threw that mostly into VGT and triple QI. So going forward, the plan is 40% SCHD, 40% VGT, 20% triple QI. I did have a little Bitcoin. I moved that over to Kraken just because this way it's going to make the percentages easy for me, so I can see we could probably take a look. So let's say SCHD is at 40 point something, I think. Okay, here we go. 40.86. So when I deposit next, I'm not going to throw funds into SCHD since that's a little over 40%. Right now, VGT is at like 39 point something, so the funds would go into VGT. Just keeping that natural 40-40-20 allocation is just going to kind of let me buy the dips without having to think about it. So we're going to see how the 40-40-20 portfolio does. I do have, all right, so let's see how the S&P did this week. And yeah, and then the other thing on top of it, obviously tough month in the markets. So I dipped under 120K, which I was up close to 125K. So, but honestly, I don't mind it. Well, actually, so this past week though was a good week, it seems. So 3.6% the S&P did in the last 1 week. So let's see how the 40-40-20 split did. Man, I don't know why it just moves so much slower when I'm on my laptop. $2.82. So there you go. S&P 500 outperformed me this week. It's gonna happen. But I think just the way it is, it's probably going to be pretty close most week because SCHD and VGT, they don't really overlap, and you're kind of getting the growth, you're getting the dividends. They make up, just the way it's made up. It's probably going to be relatively in line with what the S&P 500 does. So, all right, we trailed it by 0.8% for 1 week. 0.8%. That is kind of a lot. But I do like this 40-40-20 split going forward. Yeah, it is cool. And you know what? This is kind of nice that this doesn't bounce around all the time just because of having crypto in there. The Bitcoin's always moving, so this will always jump these last couple numbers. So I kind of like that it can actually chill while the market's closed. All right, so yeah, that's how we're gonna play it going forward. We can actually just take a look at the 1 month performance here too. So 0.84. It must have definitely had a comeback because we were down. Well, it seems like there's some recovery, but obviously with the way the headlines go, who knows what this next week's gonna come. But honestly, just keep buying the dip. Eventually, this war will end, hopefully, and then we're gonna be back up and pumping. So take advantage while you can. Buy the dips. All right. So yeah, 119. We got to get this thing back up over 120. So I think I'm probably going to deposit a little bit on Monday, and then hopefully nice green day. And we're back over 120 and not dipping below it anymore. But honestly, if we do, I don't care. Dude, what this says on a day-to-day basis is not really as important as just staying disciplined, sticking to the plan. You know, you guys come up with your strategy, your allocations, however you want to lay out your portfolio. And then, yeah, just stay consistent. Don't overreact emotionally. You're going to be fine. So, yeah, that's what we're working with now. Those are the changes. So, yeah, I'm going to probably try to keep these a little bit shorter and then just do them more frequently. So, yeah, next weekend we'll be back and we'll see how my portfolio compared against the S&P 500 next week. But yeah, a lot of changes. We're sitting now at 1,600 shares of SCHD, 66.4 shares of VGT. VGT's going through a stock split later this month, so this is going to get multiplied by 8, and then the share price will get divided by 8. So that'll look a lot different later on this month. Then triple QI, you know, it's nice. I'm getting I think I got like $283 last dividend with this. So $283 a month QQQI. That's getting up there. That ain't nothing. You can pay some bills with that. All right, so that's how we're looking at the moment. So we're rocking out with this.